Hello friends, welcome to my channel. It's a girl Mercy. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you. Thank you for always watching this channel. If you're new here, please subscribe to this channel, click the like button, share this video because it will help someone out there. In this channel, I talk about law practice, talk about the life of a lawyer, tips for excellent practice as a lawyer. So today I'm going to continue with the series recovery of premises. So today is going to be the part 2. I've already done a video with the introduction and a particular type of tenancy, that's a periodic tenancy. So today I'm going to continue with the other types of tenancy that we have. So today I'm going to talk about fixed tenancy, tenancy at will, tenancy at sufferance, tenancy by extopel, and statutory tenancy. So to begin, I'll talk about fixed tenancy first. So fixed tenancy involves where the property owner and a tenant, comes in agreement for a certain term, which is specific, is definite. The term granted is definite. The beginning is known. The ending of the term is known. Now, at the end of the term granted, there is no option for renewal, unlike the periodic tenancy. At the end of the term granted, the tenant is expected to leave, and where the tenant refuses to leave, the landlord is not entitled to serve the tenant a notice to quit, rather a 7 days notice of owner's intention to apply to recover possession. So you have to know the type of tenancy you have wherever you're living. You have to read your tenancy agreement again if you have not read it. Now, most times recently, most lawyers, most agents, and most property owners now, couch the tenancy agreement to now read as fixed tenancy, whereby the tenant will have in mind that he or she is having a periodic tenancy. The property owner will couch it in a way so that it will be a fixed tenancy. That way, by the end of the year, the first year, you see that the owner of the property is saying, okay, please leave my house. I want to use it for something, or and you are expecting to receive a notice to quit, and they will serve you. They only serve you a 7 days notice because that's what the law requires that they serve you. So whenever you're moving to a property, please read the tenancy agreement, because most times while you're having in mind that you're having a periodic tenancy, the property owner have couched the tenancy agreement to read a fixed tenancy. Now, the other type of tenancy is the tenancy at will. In this situation, it involves where a owner of the tenant, has his term have expired, and he holds over, you know, with the consent of the owner of the house, that's the landlord. Here, the tenant's rent has expired, but he's still holding over. Okay, it's okay. Please, property owner or landlord, give me some time, or give me 2 months, give me 3 months. I will pay. Within that few months period, the tenant becomes a tenant at will. It's also a situation where a property owner and a tenant, agrees to let out for the tenant to stay for an unidentified or uncertain term, in the sense that okay, stay. Whenever you have money, you pay. That way, the person is staying at his will. That's why it's called tenancy at will. The duration of the term granted is uncertain, and the tenant stays at his will, or the landlord has given the tenant the permission to stay pending when he or she pays, and the term granted so far in the initial agreement has elapsed. Now, for tenancy at will, it's either to determine it, if the landlord can give notice to the tenant to say, okay, you have to leave, time is up. The tenant can also give notice to the property owner, the landlord, like, I want to leave the house now. So it just either way. The major thing here in tenancy at will is that the tenant is holding over after the expiration of the rent, or the period, the duration granted, but with the consent of the property owner or the landlord. Then we have tenancy at sufferance. So tenancy at sufferance means is a situation where the tenant holds over after the expiration of his rent, with without the consent of the property owner. Now, it means that the tenant, his rent has expired and he's holding over without the consent of the landlord or the property owner. Why are tenancy at will? The landlord understands that, okay, continue to stay, whenever you have money you pay. But your tenancy at sufferance, the landlord is not, consent is not obtained, the tenant has overstayed and is not willing to pay. So it becomes tenancy at sufferance. Now we have what we call tenancy by expropriate. It's a situation where someone who does not have legal right to a property, rents out the property or leases out the property to people. Peradventure, where maybe a property owner gives a power to an agent or maybe a caretaker, say, okay, take care of this house for me. And behind the property owner, the agent goes out to let out the house. He doesn't have the power to do so. But when he has done so in letting out the property, the law assumes, or there's an assumption that those tenants is those tenants will pay, in the sense that there's a legal and a presumption of a tenancy arrangement, in as much as the person who rented the house is not the owner of the house. The law will not allow the tenant who has rented the house to claim, because the person who rented the house to me is not the owner, I will not pay. Now we have statutory tenancy. Statutory tenancy is similar to a tenancy at sufferance. The only difference is that the person who is holding over by the relevant section of the statute and is against the will of the landlord. He's maybe holding over because the law provides that he holds over. There are circumstances like that. So you need to know the type of tenancy you are in, wherever you're living. Are you in a periodic tenancy?